Okay, I'm going to be just a second here. For anyone interested, I am doing a surprise live stream right now. Okay, there's just something I want to check on my end real quick before I get into the. All right, sound test. 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 Okay. All right, you guys. I thought that for the channel's 1 year anniversary since the launch of the Rockzilla's weekly Roundup podcast, I thought I'd do something extra and do something special to mark the occasion. So I thought I'd do a surprise live stream. Now, the reason I've just decided to do this right out of the blue and why I did not plan this is because I didn't know if I would have excuse me, the opportunity to sit down and do this. So basically, how this program is going to work is I will stay live for at least the next 20 minutes or so. If nobody is on the live stream, then I am probably going to call it a wrap early on. But for this video today, it's going to be a weekly Roundup podcast, except I'm doing it live to celebrate the fact that it's been 1 year since I launched this weekly program on the channel. So, to everybody who has been watching these throughout the past year, I hope that they have been worth your time. And for the time being, I am planning on keeping these podcasts coming up on the channel on a weekly basis. In the summer, I may even go back to the bi-weekly format that I had during this past summer, but time will tell. Also, by the end of this year, as I've said before, I may not even be doing the weekly roundups much longer either. To be honest, I still have not made up my mind on this just yet. So there is some stuff that I'm going to be giving some thought here over the next little while. And I was just doing an audio check on with. It's a good thing about having YouTube on your phone too. You can check to make sure that hey, your live stream sound quality isn't pure crap. So for this week's weekly roundup podcast, why don't I talk about some of the stuff over the past year? The very first podcast that I ever did to launch this program was the same weekend that Kobe Bryant tragically passed away. And God, that was tragic. And, I was almost getting ready to just say, you know what, under the circumstances, maybe I'll just wait another week or two before doing it and starting this program out. But I figured, I did say that I would start it at the end of January. So I thought to myself, I might as well start the program. But I got to be honest, I started this podcast initially with a heavy heart because of that. I almost decided not to start this podcast until February of last year because of what happened that weekend that I started this. And I still can't believe that not only has it already been a year since that day, but the fact that a man that young and his daughter and all the other people on that helicopter are no longer alive, that's just so tragic. And there's been a lot of tragedy over the past year, but I'm going to try not to get into that, all of that as much now. So moving forward, I have been giving it some thought. But I find that a lot of times in my weekly Roundup podcasts in the past while, I've been talking a lot about the pandemic, and I'm actually thinking that going forward, you're probably going to find that I start to cut back on that because, I just don't think that I should always be talking about it. And I actually kind of think that it'd be nice to make my channel a little bit of an escape from everything that's been going on in the world throughout, let's just face it, the past year. What else was I going to say at this point in terms of the weekly roundup for this week? We know that the Buccaneers are going to wear white and the Chiefs are going to wear red next week for the Super Bowl. But, I understand why they try to put the Pro Bowl in between the championship games and the Super Bowl so that people are actually more inclined to watch it. But why do they make the teams have to wait 2 weeks between the championship games and the Super Bowl? Why don't they just do it the week after and get it over with? I don't know. Personally, I don't think that we need to have the teams wait 2 weeks. But I mean, I get the marketing and the hype and all that they want to have, but I don't know. I just think that, it's better for the teams if they just can go play the game and get it over with, at least in my personal opinion. But I must say, I am looking forward to the big game next week. And let's see here. Anybody here on Discord? Okay. So far, I don't see any comments here just yet. So there's that to talk about with the weekly roundup about the Chiefs and the Bucks. What else was I going to say? So yesterday we finally got to see some reverse retro jerseys in the NHL get used. Toronto's looks like an absolute bleeping dumpster fire. I mean, even today I actually went on aesthetics and there was a concept that was exactly what I was saying that the Leafs should have done from the get-go. A white reverse retro of that beautiful 30s throwback that they wore in the 2014 Winter Classic against Detroit. Why did you guys in Toronto go with this 67 70s, 80s hybrid train wreck disaster of a uniform with blue on blue numbers and gray accents? I'm sorry, the uniform absolutely sucks. As for the Oilers, I think it's kind of random. I mean, I understand that their orange heavy away jersey is meant to be more of a WHA jersey, but I don't know. I guess they had to do an orange flip of their original white jersey and their current away jersey in order to actually make it something new. But, Edmonton's reverse retro is okay. But the orange pants for one uniform, it's not bad. It's interesting and a bit of a breath of fresh air to see orange pants being worn by a team. But I don't know. It's the reverse retro for Edmonton is definitely not bad. But I actually would have liked to have seen a white flip of their 2000s Todd McFarlane designed third jersey. I think that would have been an amazing idea, even though I do like what the Oilers came up with here. Speaking of the Oilers, I noticed that they're going to be wearing their navy blue third jerseys quite a bit this season. So I'm kind of wondering, Could the Oilers be getting ready to actually listen to us fans that absolutely are sick and tired of the orange? And are they going to go back to wearing some type of blue full time again? Hell, I would even argue that their current mediocre third jersey would be a better home jersey than their current one. And I think the orange jersey is nicer than their current counterfeit-esque looking third jersey. But, the Oilers belong in blue, not orange. So what the hell? What the hell? I do hear that February is going to be a good month if you're looking to see teams donning their reverse retro uniforms for the very first time. I hear that the Canucks are going to be wearing theirs for 4 games. I actually think it's a better jersey than their home jersey. The Orca actually suits that jersey. What a nice change. I know that Pittsburgh is getting ready to wear theirs soon. The Rangers, I think, are getting ready to wear theirs soon. One I'm actually very excited about is the New York Islanders reverse retro jersey. I get people wanted Gorton's Fisherman, but there's a reason it lasted 2 years. It's ugly as sin. It really is a terrible choice. But something I am actually thinking of doing is what I would have done if I were doing the reverse retro uniforms video. I think something like that would actually be pretty fun to do. Oh, and speaking of videos, as soon as this stream is over, I intend to upload a video sharing my thoughts on the Washington Capitals brand spanking new alternate uniform. So for anybody who's watching this, do you have any thoughts on it? I actually think that Washington's new third is actually quite good. It is very similar, very New York Rangers-esque to me, but I think that for a third jersey, it's quite nice. I wouldn't have minded seeing a rounded shoulder yoke to be an homage to the Capitals' original uniforms, but the squared off yoke I can live with, and I like the W logo on the front. At least the Capitals are taking one of the 2 decent logos that they've worn throughout the past 5 or 6 years now, because I'm also thinking of the 2015 Winter Classic as well. And they're actually finally using one of those logos on a jersey. But they do need to do a Weagle jersey after they do this one and wear it throughout the next 3 seasons, according to their website, because I agree with everybody. The Weagle is far too good for Washington to not put on at least one jersey in the future. It just is too nice of a logo, and I actually agree with people. It would have been very nice to have seen the Weagle on the front of this new third jersey, but I think the W logo with the 3 stars paying homage to the 3 major parts of their fan base, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia. I think it was a nice touch with the center of the W logo being a subtle homage to the Washington Monument. I think it's a clever logo. I think it looks good. I like it. The jersey is a little bit Rangers-esque for myself. I do agree it is very similar to that 2018 Rangers Winter Classic uniform, but I think it's quite nice. I think Washington's third jersey is way better than that uniform. And I don't get the love for that Winter Classic uniform that the Rangers wore a few years ago. I still think it's one of the worst Winter Classic uniforms that's been worn to this day. Now, last year's Winter Classic had some great uniforms. I even thought Nashville's was not bad. But that 2018 one, woo-wee! That Rangers uniform was not good. Buffalo's was great, though. And 2019's Winter Classic, I'm happy to say I own both sweaters. The Bruins and the Blackhawks had one of the nicest looking Winter Classic matchups in quite some time. Well, since 2017. What the hell am I talking about? That Blackhawks Blues one, I think, may still be to this day my favorite Winter Classic matchup. Such beautiful uniforms. But that Blackhawks Bruins one, damn, that was nice too. And the Dallas Nashville one was quite good, and I love Dallas's Winter Classic sweater. I really would like to own one of those for myself. It's just you can't find one for under an arm and a leg in Canadian dollars. So yeah, I mean I've been able to see some good deals on some Nashville Predators Winter Classic sweaters lately, but I want the Dallas one. I want that beautiful green retro inspired 40s inspired Dallas Texans inspired sweater. That's what I want. If I can ever get my grubby hands on one of those and maybe an Islanders reverse retro jersey, I think those would be two sweater or well jerseys that I'd like to pick up. So okay, we are 16 minutes into the stream. Um, what else should I talk about here? Um, okay, there's something I do want to look at. Okay, yeah, the Buffalo Sabres. I've seen their new royal blue home uniform, and I have to be honest, you guys are probably going to be shocked, but I feel that the Buffalo Sabres found a way to screw it up. It looks like they took the piping riddled uniform they just retired and decided to keep elements from it just because. Buffalo, you had one job. Their away uniform now looks perfect. But that the white accenting on the striping of their home jersey is just a disaster. They've taken a classic design and in my opinion, they've downgraded it. I mean, it's better that the Sabres are back in royal blue. I'll give them that. But still, why did Buffalo not just go completely retro? And if they wanted to keep the embroidered logo from their 50th anniversary jersey, or that embroidery, sure, it looks good. But the little bits of white piping left over and carried over from their just retired navy blue home jersey was a mistake. It just was a mistake. They should. That's something that is going to irritate me until the Sabres fix it. But at least their jerseys now don't have their logo on the shoulders as well. That's an improvement. I will give the Sabres credit for that. And their away jersey, man, that's beautiful. That's a look that should have never been canned in the first place, at least in my opinion. So, what else? So I gotta ask for anybody who's watching the stream, let me know how you feel about the 2 episodes of the prototype files that I've done so far. Uh, do you want me to keep going with those? Because I do have at least another prototype or two that I can share. I could probably pull one out of my yin yang pretty soon here if you want. The North Stars one was one that I was super happy to do. And I remember finding that prototype about 4 or 5 years ago now. And that was super cool. And I thought about it for a while, and I thought, you know what? I really, really wanted to sit down and put a video together about those prototypes because, in my opinion, they were both very nice. The only thing I'd fix is the white 67 preseason prototype should have had the waist striping match the arm striping, and it would have been perfect. I actually think the prototype logo was quite good too. I like what they went with better in terms of the logo, but the other one was good too. Sorry about that. I was just looking for something here with my phone. One thing that's nice about newer phones is that they have lights on them. But I noticed that the newest iPhone actually has some type of LiDAR on it or something where if you're taking a picture in the dark or something, your phone will actually show you everything lit up. That is so cool. And man, would it ever be convenient if you drop your keys, or I don't know, you're looking for something and you dropped it. Maybe you dropped a dollar coin, a loonie, or you dropped, I don't know, a few quarters. I tried to I try to use references for both Canadians and Americans because I know you Americans, you guys have dollar bills. Here in Canada, we have dollar and $2 coins called toonies and loonies. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, Let me see. I want to just try and see if there's something I can remember here. Um, just bear with me for a moment here, you guys. Let's see here. Where am I forgetting? So, hmm, something I'm actually a little bit curious about too. Another reverse retro that I'm looking forward to seeing is the Chicago Blackhawks. That's one of my favorite reverse retros, and Tampa Bay's is up there too. Um, I'm kind of curious to know if the Chicago Blackhawks are going to bring back their 2019 Winter Classic uniform for at least this season. I have heard that it might be getting retired soon, which I hope it isn't canned just yet, unless they're going to make this reverse retro a permanent heritage slash third jersey. That would be nice if they did. I think it's a very, very nice sweater. It's beautiful. Um, I hope it does stick around after this year. But also another one I'm wondering about is the Washington Capitals. I hear that they have fully retired their 70s, 80s throwback, which I hope they haven't. It's my favorite Capitals jersey, but you know, if other teams like St. Louis and Los Angeles can both sport 5 jerseys this season, why the hell can't Washington wear their throwbacks for even one lousy game? I'm really hoping that the Vancouver Canucks will pull the skate jersey out for a game or two this year as well. That would be great. I mean, it would be kind of funny if the Canucks brought the skate jersey back this year, considering their rivals in Calgary decided that, hey, we've taken a bunch of your players out of the Canucks, so we figured we'd make a new reverse retro jersey that makes them feel more like they're still in Vancouver. I mean, I don't even know why they called this reverse retro, because a lot of these jerseys are just tweaked older designs with a more minimalist approach, like the Rangers and the Flames, where they look half finished now. The striping on the Rangers reverse retro is stupid. I mean, why didn't they just add a bit of waist striping to the original Lady Liberty design and then after this year kept it on as a permanent third? That I could live with, and I think a lot of people would agree. But anyways, after 24 minutes, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to wrap up this stream. I see there isn't much in terms of activity right now, and that's not a problem. I'm just grateful that I was able to sit down and put this video together. Um, but anyway, I want to thank you guys for the past year with the weekly Roundup videos. I have had some good conversations with you guys because of those videos. And right now, for the time being, the weekly Roundup videos are going to stick around for a while. They're probably going to stick around until the summer at the absolute earliest. But I may change my mind. I may decide to walk away from the Roundup videos because I may decide to devote more time to other things. Time will tell. But I know one thing though. I have heard that the Cincinnati Bengals are getting new uniforms, and perhaps that's something that I'll sit down and film a video about too. But I hope that you guys have been enjoying the weekly Roundup podcasts that I've been doing. I know sometimes that they're long and a little bit long-winded. That's something that I think I should try to work on. I know a lot of my videos are longer than most people probably would prefer, but I don't know. I like to talk about everything in detail. I care about the videos that I put together, and I just want to make sure they're done right and I cover everything. Um, but yeah, also tomorrow marks 5.5 years as a YouTuber for me, so that's a pretty cool mark too. And hopefully you guys are still enjoying my videos. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a wrap on this video now, since I know there's been no activity. But what I am going to do after this is, as soon as this is done, I'm going to start uploading a video about the Capitals' new third jersey for anyone interested. So if you do decide to sit down and watch this video even after I'm done recording this, I hope it's been worth your time. I hope that you have been enjoying these podcasts throughout the past year. And until my next video, which should be coming out probably within the next hour to an hour and a half as I'm filming this, until that's uploaded, and as I always say in terms of my next video, until my next video, you guys take care. And as always, bye for now.